a good idea to get together, because we've had no Comic Con so far this year, and it doesn't look like there's going to be any planned. So we thought we'd have a get together.
Well, if you look at some of the websites of some of the Comic Cons, the ones that are later on this year are actually looking to go ahead because they think by then we'll be out of lockdown and they'll be able to go ahead.
Like ActoCon is being moved till August now. ActoCon's in August. Apparently, I had an email from Ghostbusters of like Glasgow, and they said it's been moved to August.
August, November, isn't it?
Sure,
One of the two, August, November, later on in the year, not
later
June.
on in the year. That's the one.
Yeah, whatever it is.
Cool. Excellent day. So we thought we'd have a little get together. We thought we'd do like a little bit of an AGM type thing, but we also thought we'll find out why and how you got into Ghostbusters, and it just gives us a bit of an overview, really. So we'll go around everyone, and then we'll work from there. We plan to do about 40 minutes because that's how long Zoom lasts. So
I did.
That's ideal.
Oh, yeah, it is 40 minutes, isn't it?
Yeah. So
pay for your one is paid for by you.
Cool. Let's crack on. James.
Hello.
Tell us, how did you get into Ghostbusters?
Well, first anybody else, I grew up with it. I watched cartoons. That and Ninja Turtles probably my two biggest things growing up. As I got older, it was just... Actually, I forgot about Ghostbusters for a long time as I got older. It wasn't until my early 20s it kind of come back with a bit more of a vengeance. So I wanted to get the props. I wanted to get all sorts of things. But yeah, I'm growing up with Ghostbusters, same rate. But it looks a lot better than I do at 35.
So to stretch it out a bit more, tell us a little bit about how this Welsh Ghostbusters came about, because I think you're part of it, aren't you?
Well, it originally started out as Powys Ghostbusters, and I think Neil had joined, and he's like, "Oh, you got to go big, you got to go bigger." So, oh no, actually, it's Mid Wales Ghostbusters. Then it became Powys, and then Neil said about, and you got to make it bigger than that. So, kind of think, oh, what the hell can I call it? Because I thought there's already Welsh Ghostbusters out there. I kept checking, there wasn't one out there. So, you know what? That's what I'll call it. Call it the Welsh Ghostbusters.
Boom.
I mean, you were joined by that point as well, weren't you, Trev? I think.
Yeah, I had a look and found.
I remember it right. It was you and Trev who were the first two. I was invited after that, and it was then that we started talking and discussing ideas. And it was, as James said, we should go bigger because Powys is just literally one small county of a bigger country. And we were just discussing about that, and Welsh Ghostbusters came from that. The logo was the sticking point, don't you remember, right? Because you had a crest originally, which was Powys logo with a ghost title, and it sort of didn't look right because of all the cartoon colour. Because you had the red and the white of Mowgli, you had the blue, and I think it's gold, is it? On the Powys one, was it?
Yes, it's still on the group page. It's still there.
Yeah, one of the very first posts, I think it is. That was it. So we started off the Welsh Ghostbusters. Mansel, I think, was the very first actual member of the group.
I think he was, yeah.
Thank you.
And
a
couple of Conzo. Yeah, Mansel was one of the actual first members after myself, but then it just went from there, didn't it? It started snowballing when we started getting interest on the Ghostbusters fans pages.
And all these years later, I have something to show you. All the way you see at the con is the copy. This is the original handwritten signature of Ivan Reitman.
That's the original which you've taken the copies from.
Yes, it's beautiful. Yeah. I think we're very lucky with the group we have. I think, we seem to have the best members of any Ghostbusters group. We're very active. Plus, how many can say they got a dragon as a logo? How many can say that?
Hannah, how did you get into Ghostbusting?
Oh, how did I get into it? I saw the reboot, the 2016 reboot in the cinema. I think I saw it once. I wanted to go see it because it was directed by Paul Feig, and I already knew that I loved Bridesmaids, and I thought, right, it's got Kristen Wiig, it's got Melissa McCarthy, two cracking people, and I went to see it, and I was stunned the fact that Thor was in it. I was like, Thor's in this? He's like, what? You know, and then I just kind of forgot about it really, and then towards the end of 2018, I was talking to someone who was also a fan of the movie, and it literally just came about as she just said, why don't you cosplay it? Because like for me growing up, I know it's a different ball game, but I like fancy dress and I've always loved acting, so that I love being someone else. So I said, yeah, I'll just do that. So from November 2018, I just literally decided to buy all the kit and slowly work away. I've been sent multiple patches from different franchises, which I'm grateful for. So thank you very much, guys. Yeah, and but between 2016 and the end of 2018, I just completely forgot about Ghostbusters. I mean, I'd seen the original once or twice. I remember seeing it, I think, second year of university. I liked it, but for me, I wasn't as drawn into it, probably because I was too young. But then I have to see the reboot and having female Ghostbusters. That's what I wanted to be. I wanted to be a female Ghostbuster, and to have that, for me, it's a way of saying that girls can be as cool as guys in science, in technology, and it's a way to put women on the map, and I thoroughly enjoy it. For me, the reboot personally is a lot better than the originals, and I know people it's a controversial thing, and I understand that.
Love it.
But yeah, I love the reboot the most. Sorry.
No, don't ever be sorry, because it does really. And I was thinking this the other day because there was a comment made about how you get into it, and this is why we were opening up to, because everyone's different. But for my age, I never saw the original film straight off. It was always real Ghostbusters was the way through, and that's how and like Toby's nodding down.
Gateway drug, Trev. It's the gateway drug.
Yeah, it was. Toby, on to you now. How did you get into Ghostbusters?
Oh, here we go. With me. What are we doing here? Right.
How did you get into it? How did you get into it?
How could you not, man? I mean, the first time I seen, I brought up on, obviously I was born in '86, so I missed the first one.
Oh,
but
damn.
I was brought up on Ghostbusters too. Like, for me,
Okay.
I sit there and I think, wow, that is incredible. I want to do that. I would love to be in that situation, being able to do what they do. And obviously since then, it's been a passion of mine at the heart. And only until last year, I got the chance to build my own kit. And since then, it's just bloomed. Like, it's Ghostbusters this, Ghostbusters that. I mean, what can I do next that'll involve Ghostbusters? Everything, man. I'm buying patches, I'm buying stickers, I'm buying T-shirts. You know what I mean? Well, this guy, the Bearded Busters, that was the first franchise that I come across. I wouldn't say franchise, it's a gentleman on his own named Tony. He's a fantastic guy, does all his work for charity. So if you can, this is just a little shout out for him, because everything he does is for charity. All of his profits go to charity. It's fantastic.
We love a bit of Tony.
Oh yeah, you know what you've been there, obviously.
A number of the Bearded Fellowship that is appearing.
Yeah, hell yeah. But I mean, for me to have the opportunity to build my own park, that was it. That started my childhood all over again. I mean, it was a case of wake up, work on my park. My wife would be shouting at me, "Can you come and help me with dinner? Hold on 2 minutes. I need to finish this." So,
Neil is like,
if you build your own park, exactly what it's like.
can
Yeah.
feel that.
You're onto something. You can't leave it until it's finished.
I like it. I like it. So, question to you then. You said Ghostbusters 2. Which
Yeah.
do you have a preference, 1 or 2?
No, I don't have a preference.
There we go. Fair
Because
enough.
they both, for me, both, like obviously growing up watching number 2 first.
Yep.
I remember watching it for the first time. Silly as it sounds, I can remember watching it, and
It's not silly,
Like
actually.
that
Was the first film that I actually went to see in the cinema on my own.
yeah,
I know I was around when Ghostbusters came out originally in '84, but I was too young to see it in the cinema. I think the rating was a bit too high, so my mum wouldn't take me to see it. So I started off the cartoons, just like most other people did,
yeah,
and then
same here.
Ghostbusters was the first film I went to see in the cinema on my own. The same as you, and I agree that 2 was the one that got you into it.
Definitely. I mean, like already there was a story for everybody to follow, and you think, where did that come from? And then my mother and father introduced me. Then, oh, there's another one that was made before that. I was like, oh, okay. What is it? Ghostbusters 1. I was like, okay, let's watch it. And obviously, then it's a case of what, if my wife give me a choice, what do you want to watch for bed tonight? Ghostbusters. No, you can bugger off. Sorry, that would be your choice. The Ghostbusters 1, Ghostbusters 2, I don't care.
Love it.
I choose to watch them films over anything. And every time you watch the films, there is always something new to find out. And like you go through all of the different Facebook pages and everything else, and everyone's pointing things out to you. And I'm like, hold on, I spotted that about 4 months ago. Hold on, I spotted that about 8 years ago. You know what I mean? And every time people post about it, and like, oh, did you notice that Ray's bells are bent? I'm like, yeah, it's a stunt pack. Don't you know about that? But obviously that's because I've done my research, and they're like, oh, well, maybe I could talk to you about learn about more. I'm like, yeah, okay.
Tell the difference between the packs, though. We all know that there was stunt packs, semi-hero packs, and hero packs.
And a full hero. Yeah.
Some people just can't tell the difference, even though it is quite obvious.
What's a hero
For
pack
us.
and a semi-hero pack?
Oh, so a hero pack is like, so like the packs that we have running around in, all with like the clip-hard valves and everything like that, all solid resin.
All the different, all 3 packs were different for different scenes throughout the film.
Yeah.
So like the foam, they had foam packs, and if you look, there was like a chunk of foam where the motherboard is instead.
So would that be for like when they get
that.
slimed and they land on their backs and they don't hurt them? Like for when Erin gets knocked over, she'd probably have a foam one to not damage her back.
Yeah.
Yeah. The most
And not
obvious
break the pack.
is where you can clearly see the foam packs, the stunt packs, is actually on the rooftop scene where they're all huddled together by the plinth. You can clearly see then those are the stunt packs because
and
the light
and also when they fall down the hole,
you can see the shapes are not quite right because they've been all cut differently from foam block. So that's the most obvious way you can clearly tell. But most people they still can't tell. They say, oh, is that the hero pack? No, that's the semi-hero pack. How can you tell? Well, if you look at the clip cards or you look at the valves there, you can see they're slightly different. They're mislined. Or there's also things on the wands which you tell between a hero and a semi-hero. With some
one wobbles.
Yeah.
Oh, we love wobbly sets of the 80s, though.
Wobbly ones. But this is the thing as well, isn't it? The film was recorded in 83. If you looked into future and thought, well, people are going to have, they're only going to be seeing this in the cinema and then on VHS or Betamax back in the day. How many people now have got 4K TVs, 65-inch TVs, with 4K disc?
Not me.
So, but a few other, and then
they still have an old school CRT.
There we are. We were looking for a CRT the other day for a
But if you ask me what would be the stunt pack in 80, I wouldn't have a clue what's the 80.
But it grows over time, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But now I think you know about
where you can really tell, and you can also spot little details that you never saw before.
Yeah.
So every new release of brings out new details, new
Yeah.
findings.
So, right, I'm going down to the bottom corner now. Mansel.
I think
Yo.
We're going to go for
Yo.
Mansel. How did you
All
get
right.
into Ghostbusters?
Well, I remember clearly watching it on TV when I was about 4 or 5. Do you remember if you ever watched it on ITV?
Yes.
Egon
Yes.
would always be
Yes,
CITV.
gone. When they walk into the hotel, he would always be gone. They would cut him away because the TV wasn't big enough. I remember clearly, I was scared of Slimer. I used to hide behind the settee or behind the
Okay.
pillow.
That's like me with
I
Daleks.
really was. I was really scared of him.
Okay.
I I don't know why. The library ghost didn't scare me. Nothing else didn't scare me, but he scared the living hell out of me.
Oh, come on, this little thing.
It's so cute.
One
You've
little
got,
thing, hang on.
isn't
Yeah.
he behind you as well now on the on your bookshelf?
Oh, well, my bookshelf. I just got like
I
all
got
up
that
Oh,
there.
there's a couple.
I got
I got that one,
I
the
got-
wobbles.
I got my homemade Ecto 1A, Ecto 1, and
wow.
you probably got the 2 Playmobiles. I got the one back there. Got my Funko Pops. I got my books, my comics. You ask my girls, they go, "Dad, stop it." Enough. But no, I remember clearly watching it as a kid, and then watching Ghostbusters 2, and then as Neil said, the Extreme Ghostbusters, and then real Ghostbusters, sorry, and then Extreme Ghostbusters, and then I think it was the 2 cartoon programs. Do you remember the Godzilla cartoon that come out after that terrible
Yes.
1998?
Just, yeah.
I remember.
Men in Black as well.
I remember watching one scene and one episode, and they went into the future and they walked past the cinema, and it said on it, "Ghostbusters 10." I remember that clearly. I was like, "Wow!" And then it all died down until I was out shopping with my ex-wife, and she bought me. I can't remember who made it, but it was 2004 Ecto 1.
Okay.
And then it all kicked off again. But times were hard then when down the line, times were hard. And I had to sell it on eBay. And I thought I lost it forever. Until a couple of weeks ago, I found it on eBay, an exact replica of it, still in the box, unopened, and I bought it
Cool.
for £100. And I was like, whoa, you come to
Three
me.
bit profit.
I need you. But no, it was just, I don't know what it is with Ghostbusters. I don't know if you all can explain. It's just one of those films you can just sit there and watch it, and there's so much in there. You can laugh, and and you can go, ooh, it's a bit sciencey, isn't it? I don't know what it is with those iconic films. And going back to 2016, like Hannah said, I took my 2 daughters, 15 and 13, and they both will not shut up over there. Teenage girls. I took my 2 daughters to watch it, and they enjoyed it. They did enjoy it. They were happy to see, females in a big role, but they still were talking back to the 1984 Ghostbusters and the 1989 Ghostbusters, because I brought them up watching it, but they do like it. But going back on, because when I got divorced, I finally had some money, so the ex-wife wouldn't get it. I started buying things, and it started off with comic books, and T-shirts, and yes, Funko Pops. Thank you, Jamie. and Funko Pops, But I bought Ecto 1 Funko Pops, Ray and Peter, but I missed out on Egon because sadly, he passed away, and as you all know, prices shoot up in Funko Pops, don't they?
Oh,
So
some of those I think are just overpriced.
oh,
They are just
it's crazy. And but you know, the new editions that come out, I bought them all. You know, I even got a Stick Puff Marshmallow Man now, which I'm really, really happy with. As a few of you know, my father recently passed away in April, and for an honor of my father, you know, he always wound me up about my tat, as he called it.
Oh, my dad called it tat as well.
And I finally I saved up enough money, and I jumped in the deep end of the pool, and I finally bought myself a proton pack.
Oh,
Real proton pack. Liked sound a lot, and it's because
Welcome to
I'm
the
not
club.
Thank you very much.
He's joined the club.
I am not that confident in building. I can do the models. I can do my models. I love doing my models, but I'm not that confident in doing electric work and all that. So I found a
still
guy.
haven't put my feet hook on yet, even after my dad. My dad will do that. He's like, I'll do it for you.
I found a guy in Italy that builds proton packs, and he is currently building me a proton pack as we speak. And in honor of my father, I had a plaque made, and I'm gonna stick a as a dedicated memory to my father in brackets, soon to be caught. So that's what I done. So no, that's my little life. You know, I don't know why I like the movie. I don't know if anybody can explain why we do love these movies. Yeah, you know.
Well,
Not every hero wears a mask.
Yeah.
Or a cape.
Exactly.
Or a cape.
No capes. I don't no capes. I don't know if any of you have bought any of the proton pins.
It's like Ghostbusters QVC, because we've had Bearded Blasters, Proton Pins, we've got the Calgary Ectocrank. We're selling this.
If you
For $8.99, you can buy one of these.
We also have a T Republic page as well, if you like to.
Calgary
I bought a sticker.
You said that, isn't it?
I bought a sticker. Yeah, I did. It's going on as my pack arrives. It's going on there.
Yes.
I saw it up, and I went. I'll have that. £2.75 for that. Cracking. And then £5 postage. I went.
What?
Yeah, £5 postage.
Maybe you've got one or two lying around somewhere.
Yeah, we have. We've got.
No, it's all right.
We've got the 35. The 35th anniversary. There we are. See, we've got the 35th anniversary stickers left over.
Yeah.
We can hand
No,
them.
it's all right. I don't mind. I don't mind paying that.
You should those couple of 35th anniversary stickers you've got left. You should do a massive markup on them, because it's obviously now 37 years next year.
Yeah. Anyway, Neil, how'd you get into Ghostbusters?
As I said to Toby earlier, I didn't get to see the first film in the cinema. My first experience of that was actually on VHS cassette, so I was different in the house. That was what got me into it was Ghostbusters 2. By going to be able to see it in the cinema on my own. It was, well, that is what really got me into it. I'd been watching all the cartoons. As I said, I'd seen the original film on VHS, but to see it in the cinema, that is what just kick-started it all for me. And to be honest, I know I have a proton pack and everything. I've always wanted the slime blower. That's the one thing I really want more than anything else. And it's like the dream one to have for me, because I just love the slime blower so much more than the pack, which is, some people would say, blasphemy, blasphemy. But no, it's slime blower.
I desperately want the upper arm remote trigger and the dual pistols that Halsey has.
Well, I mean, that's the far I've got, right?
No, it's gotta be Ecto 1. Everybody wants Ecto 1.
I've got my Ecto 1.
That's it. No, the real life Ecto 1. I tell you, if I had one sat outside, I tell you, I wouldn't go anywhere. I just stay there looking at it all day.
Yeah.
this afterlife. You see the old Ecto appear, and the gunner seat.
I like the
And
gunner
we
seat.
all-
That looks wicked.
Oh,
I do.
I have to give that kudos.
Dangerous,
I do.
but wicked. Like, no health and safety when kids are involved. Just throw them outside the
Yo,
car.
if she, no, I just wish she didn't have her seatbelt on, because I would have bloody pissed myself laughing. She swung out and she just flew away. No, I just wondering, because we all know that Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Ernie Hudson is back. What are they going to turn up in? Are they going to turn up in 1A?
Well, have you seen the trailers though? Have you seen what's been released on the trailers about
In one
the
trailer.
passing on?
I've seen.
Because
I
in the firehouse, in the storeroom is there, you can see in one cut scene the rear door, a couple of Cadillac doors with the Ghostbusters 2 logo on, and a plate on the wall saying Ecto 1A. So I really think that they stripped all that crap off and returned it back to
and did an Ecto 1B, is it?
before the video game. But then again, in the video game, it was upgrades on the car as well, wasn't it? It just wasn't so many lights.
It was like a mix of both of them, and it was an amalgamation of both of them, wasn't
Should
it?
have
Yeah.
technically
So
called it
yeah,
Ecto 1B.
it was just a thought. What these iconic characters are, what they're going to turn up in? If they're going to turn up in.
Ecto 2.
So
exactly.
Suit.
The helicopter.
So Ecto 2, has anyone noticed in Ghostbusters 2 where the Ecto turns up and it's Ecto 2 on the number plate?
Yeah. Outside the Bill Murray's apartment building, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because
no, I didn't know that. No.
Have a look the next time you watch Ghostbusters 2 and it
You know
pulls up.
what I mean? Every time you watch it, something new appears.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like the sound engineer's foot in when they're in Janine's office and you see his foot move away.
Yeah.
Loads
Oh,
of
yeah,
stuff.
I forgot about that.
Loads
Yeah.
of stuff.
It's like
Everybody knows. Like,
And when
in short circuit, isn't it? When they're using PKE meters to try and find Johnny 5.
what else is there? They use the PK or the Geiger
I didn't
meter.
know that.
Urban Commando.
Yeah.
Me to using Star Trek 5.
Huh? What?
Yeah,
What?
Star Trek
What?
five.
Star
Geiger
Trek?
meter.
Geiger meter
Yeah.
using Star Trek 5, yeah.
Using
No
Star
way.
Trek
It's
5.
the one siren
They
in
use
an
it as
episode
a
of Doctor
scanner
Who.
to try and find footprints or something, isn't it?
Oh,
And what's
I
the
didn't know
Ecto 1 siren made out of, Toby?
I think it's the Aries side.
oh,
No? What was it in the documentary? It's a cheetah, isn't it? It's a
is
cheetah.
it? Is it?
Picked up a couple of octaves,
Process,
isn't it?
processed cheetah. Processed cheetah.
Yeah.
They turned it up a couple of octaves to make the distinctive sound, didn't they?
I didn't realize until I was fumbling through Facebook that Caerphilly Comic Con should have been on the 6th. I didn't realize that.
We would have been in attendance.
We would have been
I-
there.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's where because it's only up the road for me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I see. This is where this is where the growth comes from. Because I remember when we started, me and James were like, "Oh, where are you from, James?" And it's like, "Oh, we had like mutual Facebook friends, didn't we?"
Yeah, we did.
And it's like, "Oh, I'm from up the road."
so, yeah, see, so where are you all from? Sorry, Toby from Tonopandi.
Toby from Tonopandi.
That's a Toby from Tonopandi. You shall stick in
God, then we'll go around. Hannah, where you from? Where you come from?
Cumbran.
Cumbrahan. Neil?
Lived in Swansea all my life, but was living down Cleckley for a few years.
I
Jay?
lived in Cumbran for 18 and then went to uni.
Okay.
Right.
I'm from near Hay-on-Wye.
And I'm originally from Prestine, which is right on the border, but I now live in England, in a place called Leominster. Ooh.
Well, I moved from Cumbran to Ormskirk and then to Preston and back to Cumbran, so I don't
Preston?
have an accent. That's Preston.
So how are you all doing then with this COVID-19 that's happened to our dear nation? If you can call it that. How are you all coping anyway? All fine?
Well, it's hard to
But as best we can, isn't it?
Mm.
Because
yeah.
some of us, myself, Hannah, obviously, know that we suffer from some health issues, whatever else, which can affect us.
Yeah.
So you just got to try and find ways to deal with it and cope yourself at the moment. I haven't been able to go to my mental health meeting for 2 months now. So you just got to find your own way to do things. And, I know it's been helping me, which is going to sound weird, I've been doing a lot more of Pokemon Go recently. So I've been using that to go out for my daily walk and exercise. That's been
And
helping
if
me.
it helps, it helps.
But then again, you do get some people, even though they're supposed to be distancing from you, you do get people looking at you strangely, thinking, "What's he doing over there in his phone? Why are you doing that now? What's going on?" Because all I do is try to spin the Pokeball to catch the Pokemon.
Love it.
There's over 700 Pokemon on there now, so they've got the new Galar and they've got the Alolan region Pokemon.
The Welsh Ghostbusters were mentioned on YouTube.
Were we?
Where?
Yes. Ah. 1 second. How long's this lasting for now?
As long as
we were in a
as
video.
long as you want Toby's little
Hang on.
man is listening. Well, ask
Right.
Toby. Is your little man into Ghostbusters?
Ask him yourself.
Are you into?
Are you into Ghostbusters? Do you like Ghostbusters? Let's say, show. Do you like Ghostbusters? Yeah.
Yeah.
Back up, boy. Well done, new man.
Saying it well.
I'm going to put my hamster back.
Trev's already working on his. Aren't
You
you?
like to stay with them? Yeah.
Can I
you
just
do any
ask
practice
something?
like
Can I just ask something?
Oh.
Are you all glad that the cons are off this year, just so you can save money up for next year's cons?
Yes, because I wouldn't have been able to put money towards this proton pack of mine.
Just
So,
balance
there
it.
we go.
I'm quite glad Caphilly is off because it's given me more time to finish off a project. So we're building an ecto containment unit. It's in my,
really?
it's in my shed at the moment. We've built the base, most of it.
As if we actually contributed. It was all Trev, to be fair.
It's because you've pushed me on to do it. And like when me and Toby were talking about it, I was like, what could we do? And I was like, well, it's my little agenda.
I found our YouTube channel that we are mentioning, the Welsh Ghostbusters.
We haven't mentioned the YouTube channel at all, really. We need to get more stuff on there.
The Welsh
had our
Ghostbusters is
video.
mentioned on the channel is called Ashens. I don't know if anybody's heard of this guy. He looks at vintage toys and all that. If you look him up, it was posted a
Ashens?
week ago. Yeah, it's
Really?
it's ASHENS. You see it, see a week ago, Ghostbusters. Something.
Extravaganza.
Yeah.
That's it. No. He says it. He says about the different Ghostbusters groups around the UK, and he goes right at the end. He goes Welsh Ghostbusters. There's only a little bit of a shout out. Is anybody going to watch the interview tomorrow?
Yes. We haven't mentioned that either. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen all the rest of them?
No.
You haven't seen the Goonies
Yeah, I
or
watched
the Lord of the
the,
Rings?
I
Back
watched
to the
the
Future. Come on.
No, they're all on YouTube anyways. We can all.
Yeah, we'll go and watch them.
Oh, they're brilliant. I am well looking forward to that. After I finish work tonight, guys, gonna kick the girls out of the living room and go. On it goes.
Fair enough.
I shall return momentarily.
Has anybody got an idea of when they releasing the Hasbro toys out over here? You know, the
I
new line?
think someone from you messaged Asda, didn't they? But have we had a reply yet? It's still up in America in the Walmarts, and of course Asda is owned by Walmart over here. So if anyone's going to get it, it will be them.
Yeah.
But I can't remember who messaged them. I remember someone saying they messaged Asda to try to find out.
Because I'm looking to get the real Ghostbusters figures because I couldn't get them when I was a kid, so I want them as a collection.
I did, but they've all gone. They've all been chucked out.
I put a tweet on this. Have they? I put a tweet. I put a tweet on this the other day because I can remember vividly because they had them in Asda's in Merthyr, and I can remember all being in Asda in Merthyr.
Oh.
And I got the Slimer, and I wanted the Stay Puft, and I never got Stay Puft until about 2-3 years ago. I bought him. Be great,
Alright.
though, wouldn't it?
They're out now, apparently, on Zavvi. You go to Zavvi.com. They're there.
You can get them off Zavvi for £16.
Yeah, it's nothing like going into the shop and hunting it for yourself, is it?
I do miss that.
No, that is fun.
Worth bargain bins.
That is fun.
You go in there and you think you're gonna get them all, and then it's like, and you like you just need that last one, and then you have to go hunting around other shops to find it.
There's only 2 Asdas around by me, and neither of them have had anything in yet. So
No, there's one by me as well, and one in Hereford hasn't.
going on at the moment, they've got silly one-way systems in operation, so you can't really get a
go-
chance to look at everything. You've got people behind you saying, come on, I want to get to this, I want to get to that.
In my gear, in my proton pack, and people were like, but they stayed away. They stayed away, regardless of there being a 2-meter rule. They didn't want to come near my pack, and I saw my neighbour from the cross the street. She said, "What are you doing?" I said, "Oh, it's a cosplay challenge set by Russell Buchanan," and he was like, he just said, "Go out, do your mundane task, and I said, go make someone smile." And I went there, and she said, "Oh, you've made me smile. You made my day. Fantastic." So yeah,
Well,
I did all my
They did-
shopping.
well, you were wearing an unlicensed nuclear accelerator on your back. No wonder they
Well, I
stay
will tell
away
you
from
something
accelerator.
though. My
These days, they
nuclear
need a
particle accelerator permit is pending. Where's the camera? It's pending. It's not confirmed.
Oh, it's pending. All right. Okay. Okay.
It's pending.
I,
I'm not quite licensed to use the
I
nuclear.
haven't got a
power.
license for the whole reason that I'm a Ghostbuster. I don't think you deserve a license. I don't think you deserve a license because of the unlicensed nuclear accelerators.
Well, it just says it's pending. The status is pending. So, you know,
Good.
This is one
still
thing
an
I'm-
active agent.
So I think quite glad about this group is that we've never had any clearance rules in this group at all. It's one of the things that I was very specific on when this group started. There's no
Yeah,
clearance rules.
I
Everyone
appreciate
gets-
that. I mean, for
Everyone
me,
gets to be a Ghostbuster, really.
my pack consists of cardboard, 3D printed parts, plastic, this, that, the other. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's my proton pack, and I made it with my bare hands.
Exactly.
Mine's a spirit pack, but it cost me like $100 to ship from the US, and that was what I could afford at the time. So like I said, I would like to get all the reboot pack. I managed to find a 2016 pack for about $1.5 grand on Etsy, and I just went, oh god, I can't afford that. I'll just stick my spirit.
I could tell you a 90% completed one for £1,000.
I can't even afford one by Blindfold Cosplay.
It's
I've got a 2016 reboot pack up in the attic, which you're more than welcome to put on, have photos taken with, whatever else. That was built by Hannah, the other Hannah who was in our group. She's given it to us to use for events and whatever else, and that's why I've got a 2016 pack and uniform for my wife. I've worn it as well. Mine,
I've worn it.
instead of on it, I've just put the sticker on for Kevin with my glasses because I make a pretty good Kevin.
I love how you guys have got all your last names, and I just went with Holtzman.
That's
I
fine.
don't think I'm cool enough to be a Ghostbuster
My first.
myself.
Oh, don't say that.
No.
You are a Ghostbuster, Hannah.
Everyone is a
Well,
Ghostbuster.
to be Marshall, I mean.
Yeah. My first uniform had Spengler or Stance on. I didn't put my name on
think it was
until
Spengler, wasn't
2016.
it?
Yeah,
Spengler.
didn't put my name
I
on.
think
So,
you were on your
No.
pack
yeah,
on your original uniform.
didn't do my own name to start with.
Thing is, my original uniform, I had Newt on mine, on my patch.
Yes, you did. Yes, I remember.
Thing is, I've still got the Newt patch, but that's on my what I call my off-duty
Oh,
uniform.
yeah. Anything else anyone wants to talk about?
Cheers, everybody.
On that note, I'll probably go as well.
Yeah.
Oh, that means if you go, then whoever's left.
No.
It's like with Josh Gad, they're like, oh, who's going to go?
And on that note, it's the end of the Into the Containment Unit, the Welsh Ghostbusters. Thank you to Hannah, Mansel, Neil, James and Toby. Keep safe out there.